Today's topic is a strange one. It is a kind of response by the European Union to Putin's interview with Tucker Carlson. However, more than enough has already been said about the interview, so let us deal with the latest initiatives of the Council of Europe. So, on January 17th, the European Parliament adopted a resolution entitled European Historical Consciousness, which for the first time in the history of Europe establishes common approaches to the reading of history. I will start with the main thing that the MEPs agreed on. Now, the pan-European history should dominate over the national history of any country. That is, now there will be no history of France, Germany, Hungary, or Bulgaria, but some spherical horse in a vacuum which under no circumstances can answer the fundamental questions of the formation of Europe as a civilizational phenomenon. I understand it is difficult to perceive, so let's put it on fingers. For example, the same period of World War II should now be described as follows. Someone came and liberated the surviving Jews from the concentration camp Auschwitz-Birkenau. Someone there took Berlin and forced a talented Austrian artist to kill himself, and EU historians will now be evaluated on the basis of their honest purpose, honest assessment, emphasis on common European values, and other such things, including the ability to convey to their students and colleagues the importance of a gendered approach to the study of history. Next, informed development of a secure European future. In general, the emphasis of the resolution is on exploring the integration of all sorts of different Europeans into a single fusion, and if this is still at least somewhat on the European head in terms of EU development, what about characters from the past? Voltaire, Dante, Michelangelo? Who are they in the new process of studying and learning about the world for school children? The question, by the way, is quite tricky. In the trend of new trends, Russia is described in exclusively negative terms and connotations, which means that the new historical concept will legally oblige the EU countries to demolish any monuments associated with Russia, including those that were established as a result of World War II. Monuments from the times of the Russian Empire, too. By the way, already now in Bulgaria, the concept of misunderstanding of the historical role of Russia in the history of this country is being introduced into the history. Instead of liberation from the Ottoman yoke, it is now fashionable to consider the role of enslavement of the Balkan peoples by the accursed Northern Empire. By the way, just yesterday it was reported that Russia officially, firmly, and decisively suspends its participation in the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. And I have a legitimate question. How many times do you have to dunk your face in the toilet bowl to finally realize that you can never come to an agreement with these people? Azerbaijan did it instantly, as soon as the European Parliament shrieked that Ilham Aliyev was a tyrant and dictator who dared to defend the interests of his country. Now, PACE has lost not only money from Azerbaijan, but also any opportunity to influence and convey its point of view. And in Azerbaijan, this step was met with understanding and respect for its leader. History is written by the winner. Judging by the behavior of MEPs, they seriously believe that they are able to replay the results of their defeat in World War II by simply cancelling the role of Russia. And, it seems to me, the punishment for this should be swift, harsh, and inevitable. For example, stop playing concerns and other nonsense when monuments to soldiers are demolished to the approval of the crowd. Diplomatic relations with such countries should be terminated after the first demolition. Otherwise, they will not rest. And after Europe, the new history will come to other countries. And in it, Attila, Vlad Dracula, and Jack the Ripper will appear quite different people, with a delicate, sensual nature and organization of the soul. In general, the resolution is extremely entertaining. It provides for the creation of a house of European history and protection of places of democratic memory. What this is, no one has yet deciphered. The resolution practically introduces the concept of ethnocide into the legislative field. If EU countries no longer have the right to national history, where will they get the right to a national idea? So far, no one has answered these questions either. Well, it is understandable. Deputies are moving their brains, generating bright ideas, creating a pan-European future here and now.